My best friend sent me a photo from his own grave. It was 1:37 in the morning when my phone lit up. At first, I thought it was just another spam notification, but then I saw the name on the screen. My best friend, Daniel. Only one problem. Daniel had been dead for 3 months. I froze, my chest tightened, my breath stuck in my throat. My shaking hands unlocked the phone, and that's when I saw it. The message wasn't words. It was a photo. Blurry, dark, but clear enough to recognize. A gravestone. His gravestone. The same one I had stood over at his funeral. The one I visited every week after he passed. But this photo wasn't old. The flowers were different, fresher. And then I noticed something worse. Etched in the polished surface of the stone was a faint reflection. A reflection of me, standing exactly where the photo had been taken. Another vibration, another message. Come see me. I'm not far. The blood drained from my face. I hadn't touched his number since the day he died, but the tone of the text, it was him. He always typed short, clipped sentences. No punctuation, just like this. I tried to convince myself it was a cruel prank. Someone with access to his account. Someone trying to mess with me. But if that was true, how did they get that reflection? How did they send me a photo of myself when I was still in my bed? The cemetery was only 15 minutes away. And even though every instinct screamed at me to ignore it, I found myself grabbing my jacket and keys. It felt less like a choice and more like a pull, like invisible strings dragging me forward. The night air was heavy, damp with fog. My headlights cut narrow beams through the mist, but the deeper I drove, the more it felt like the world around me had emptied out. No cars, no people, just silence. When I reached the cemetery, the gates were slightly open, as if waiting for me. I killed the engine, and the sudden quiet pressed down on me like a weight. My footsteps crunched on the gravel as I moved between the gravestones, my phone light shaking wildly in my hand. The deeper I went, the colder it became. My breath puffed out in white clouds, and the silence was unbearable. No insects, no wind, nothing. Just my own heartbeat, pounding louder and louder. Then I saw it, Daniel's grave. The flowers on top were fresh, bright against the darkness. I stared down, and just as I did, my phone buzzed again. Another photo. It was of me, standing right there, staring down at the grave, the exact moment I was living, already captured on my screen. I spun around, whipping the light in every direction. Nothing. No footsteps, no camera flash. Just the endless rows of headstones. And then I heard it. Breathing. Slow, heavy breathing, right behind me. I turned, and for a split second I saw him. Daniel, his skin pale, stretched too tight across his face, his eyes sunken, but unmistakably him, and he was smiling. My phone buzzed again. A new message. You took my place. What? What do you mean? I whispered, my voice barely audible. His smile widened, and he raised one shaking hand, pointing at the grave. The soil began to tremble. Small cracks split across the earth, and I stumbled backward as the ground shifted. My phone buzzed once more. Check again! I lifted my light toward the gravestone. My stomach dropped. The name on it had changed. It wasn't Daniel's anymore. It was mine. My date of birth carved into the stone, and beneath it, tonight's date as the date of death. No, I whispered, stumbling back, my pulse racing. My phone slipped from my hands and clattered onto the dirt. Another vibration. I didn't want to look, but I couldn't stop myself. On the screen was another photo. This time, it wasn't just the grave. It was me, lying inside of it. My body pale, lifeless, staring upward with empty eyes. The ground split wider, the smell of earth and rot filling my lungs. Something was pulling at my ankles, dragging me toward the soil. I kicked, clawed, screaming, but the earth swallowed me inch by inch. My nails tore against the dirt as I tried to hold on. Above me, Daniel's face leaned closer, pale and grinning. My phone lit up one final time, the screen glowing in the dirt beside me. The last message appeared. You're already dead. I just came to collect.